where she is. He was just like, no, I dropped her off at the front of her neighborhood. And I was like, okay. Blood being on pants, saying that he cut his finger from a while back. I didn't know that she wasn't, like, any of that even was possible, or that Aiden was even capable of doing something like that.
On Mother's Day of 2021, 13-year-old Tristan Bailey vanished from her home in the middle of the night. Initially speculated to be a kidnapping, no one would have guessed that the truth was much darker.
They said Tristan Bailey went missing last night, and her parents reported her missing, and I was just like, oh god. I was like, oh god. I was just like, did she run away? Did she come home, left again? Is she with Aiden?
The last person to see her alive, one of her own schoolmates, Aiden Fucci. But what could another young teen have to do with her disappearance?
Having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristan.
What's up, guys?
Yep.
Tristan, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month...
Through a maze of lies, detectives eventually arrived at a shocking conclusion that no one saw coming. With each passing hour, lessening the possibility that she would be found alive, detectives needed to find out where was Tristan and who made her disappear. 13-year-old Tristan Bailey was the popular girl at Patriot Oaks Academy. She had it all: lots of friends, a spot on the cheerleading team, and a beautiful home in the Durban Crossing neighborhood. Charming, opinionated, and bright-eyed, Tristan was known and loved everywhere she went, but none loved her more than her parents and 5 siblings, who called themselves the Bailey 7. In fact, March 8th, 2021 was a particularly special day for the Bailey 7. They'd spent the day celebrating the eldest daughter, Brittany's recent marriage. It was a day full of love and laughter that ran well into the evening, and the Baileys didn't return home until nearly 8 p.m. Exhausted, they all retired to bed soon after, including Tristan. But as she was relaxing in her room shortly before midnight, she received a call from a schoolmate asking her to come hang out. Despite her love and respect for her parents, Tristan wasn't above engaging in a little teen rebellion from time to time. She wasn't opposed to going places she wasn't necessarily supposed to go, or sneaking out late at night to hang out with friends. Even though the call was from a schoolmate that she didn't personally hang out with, they'd asked her to meet up at a mutual friend's house, so she agreed. She crept out of bed, got dressed, and quietly made her exit around 12:30 a.m. On her way out, she passed by her older sister Alexis, who saw her leave the house. But not wanting to ruin her little sister's fun, she let her go without saying anything. She simply watched from the window as Tristan walked down the street and disappeared into the darkness, unaware that she would come to regret that decision for the rest of her life. Hours later, the sun rose on May 9th, 2021, Mother's Day. Tristan's father and sister Sophia were in the kitchen making a beautiful Mother's Day breakfast, and one by one, the other Bailey siblings awoke and made their way into the kitchen. Everyone except for Tristan. Figuring she'd slept in, her father went to wake her up for breakfast around 9:30 a.m. But when he opened her door, her room was empty. He checked the bathroom, the other bedrooms, the basement, the dining room, but there was no sign of Tristan anywhere. Now panicking, he ran back to the kitchen and reported that Tristan wasn't in the house. And only then did Alexis inform them that she'd seen her sister leave late last night and walk down the street alone. The Baileys immediately ran outside, sprinting through the neighborhood like madmen and knocking on doors to ask if anyone had seen Tristan. But everyone gave the same answer. No one had seen her that morning. When they didn't find her after 10 minutes, her mother, Stacy, ran back inside and dialed 911 to report her daughter missing. By the time police arrived, several neighbors were also outside scouring the area for Tristan. After gathering information from the family, the responding officers began searching the area themselves. They were initially unconcerned, as most missing teens are found within a few hours. But when they failed to locate her by 4:30 that afternoon, a Florida missing child alert was issued for Tristan. Detectives from the Florida Department of Law Enforcement responded to the area and began going door to door to question neighbors about what they knew. And after interviewing dozens of Durban Crossing residents, they finally caught a break when they knocked on the door of 13-year-old Dofus Abshir. Dofus was also a student at Patriot Oaks Academy and a friend of Tristan's, and as it turned out, also one of the last people to see her alive. According to him, his friend, 14-year-old Aiden Fucci, had come over late last night to hang out when, out of the blue, Aiden asked him for Tristan's phone number. He was hesitant to give Aiden the number, but eventually agreed, and Aiden immediately gave her a call. After a little convincing, she agreed to come over and arrived at Dofus's house shortly after 12:30 a.m. The three hung out there for about a half hour before Aiden and Tristan left together to walk home at 1:10 in the morning. That was allegedly the last time he saw Tristan. Following his account, Dofus provided them with Aiden's address, and police held him at his home while other officers went to retrieve Aiden. Meanwhile, detectives zeroed in on houses along the route that Tristan would have taken home. They revisited these particular residences to inquire whether or not they had security cameras that might have captured anything suspicious. Luckily, one neighbor did have a doorbell camera and was able to pull up the footage on their phone. They skimmed through the video, which was mostly uneventful, but stopped when two people appeared on the camera walking east on Saddlestone Drive around 1:45 a.m. One of the pedestrians was identified as Tristan and the other was assumed to be Aiden. Curiously, as they continued scanning the footage, they saw Aiden pass the house again at 3:30 a.m., but this time he was alone and running back in the other direction, carrying his white shoes in his hands. Police commandeered the footage while St. John's County Sheriff's deputies located Aiden and took him into custody. After placing him in the back of a patrol unit, they asked him a quick set of questions about what he knew as the last person to see Tristan alive.
Hey, are you Aiden? Yes, ma'am. Hey, I'm Detective Police Officer. We're here at the Sheriff's Office. We're trying to figure out where Tristan's at, and I'm not trying to get you in trouble or anything like that. Obviously, I'm more concerned right now about her safety and what she's doing and where she could be hanging out. You're telling him that there may be another path that he's maybe staying at? Or she's staying at? What's the path?
There's like a trail that goes super deep down there.
Down into the woods?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Have you heard from her at all? No? Okay. All right. So, are you willing to kind of give me a statement about what's going on with her?
Yeah, so we're at Trey's house, and then I stayed there till probably like 1:50 a.m. And then I was really late to be home, so I just had to leave, or else my mom would like seriously just kill me.
Okay.
So we started walking home, and then next to like where that brick wall starts up there,
Okay.
is where like she touched my and I like pushed her off me real hard, and then I just kind of like kind of walked away out of anger. I didn't
So
really
why did she do that though? Was she like, were y'all talking about like?
She's a
Oh, she's is what you're saying. Okay. All right.
she's ready to like do it.
You ate shit?
She has a guy who usually sells her stuff, and she said she banged him. He's like 20 something.
She's told you about this before?
Yeah, she told me and Trey about it.
And this guy's like, who is this guy? Do you know his name?
I don't know, but all I know is that he crashed this car.
Okay.
And I was like, really sell something.
Okay. So what does he normally sell her?
She said that she can buy like acid.
Do you know where he lives? No. He said he's 20. Do you know what he looks like? Do you know of any like social media accounts he may have? Anything?
It's on her Snapchat.
Okay. All
She said
right.
that he blocked her, I guess, like after.
When did that happen? When did she tell you about that? A while ago.
She's just like always trying
Okay. All right. So you said she grabbed you, and then obviously you said you shoved her and just took off at that point. Where did you see her last?
like after she touched me.
So right over in this area? Okay. What time was that at? No clue. So you're thinking maybe she could be down there. Is there anywhere else that you know of that would be really helpful for us to know where she could be staying
I was
at?
thinking maybe her dealer or one of her friends.
Which the dealer's a 20-year-old that you don't know anything else about? All right.
She got a text me.
All right. And you haven't heard from her at all?
I tried calling her like maybe 3 times, for like 5 times.
Okay.
She just goes straight to this one.
All right. Now down this path that you're telling me about, is this like a place where kids go to like do drugs or drink? What?
It's usually a place for people to like chill out and do
Okay.
just water.
Okay. Okay. All right. All right. Well, thank you, Aiden. We're gonna try to see if we can locate her over there. All right. All right.
It's like when you're going down there, and you can like see that there's a path. Okay, it's just like an open area in the woods, and then you just keep going down the trail. There's like a tree that you can walk on to go farther.
Okay. All right. Cool. All right. Thank you, Aiden.
Following the preliminary questioning, Aiden was held in the cruiser for a while before he was transported to Doffus's house, and they were placed in the same squad car. But while in there, Aiden did something unexpected. He posted multiple videos on Snapchat of him and his friend, laughing about the situation and jokingly asking where Tristan is.
We're having fun in a f***ing cop car.
Yep. Tristan.
What's up, guys? Tristan, if you f***ing walk out the damn...
When you see this in a month.
He also posted this picture with the eerie caption, "Hey guys, has anybody seen Tristan lately?" It was later discovered that Aiden had also reached out to his girlfriend while in the car, telling her that he was going to be arrested and that he was going to plead the fifth. Eventually, officers caught wind of what he was doing and confiscated his phone so he couldn't further jeopardize the investigation. Doffus was also moved to another patrol unit, and after another long wait, they were transported to the police station to be held in custody while detectives continued gathering evidence. But the search effort stopped cold around 6 p.m. when police received an unexpected phone call with news about Tristan's location. But it wasn't the news anyone wanted to hear. The caller stated that they were jogging along the wooded path near the Saddlestone Drive cul-de-sac when they spotted something large and light in color near the retention pond. They made their way over to the pond and saw something no one should ever have to see. A girl in a dark shirt and white cheerleading skirt lying motionless on the ground. As they got closer, they could more clearly see that she was covered in blood, with gashes, cuts, and stabs covering nearly every inch of her face, neck, and chest. Following the call, detectives quickly responded to the scene, fearing the worst. And unfortunately, their fears would come to fruition when they arrived and saw that the clearly deceased young woman was indeed Tristan Bailey. An autopsy later revealed that she'd been stabbed 114 times. Nearly 50 of the were defense wounds, indicating that Tristan fought for her life as her attacker viciously stabbed her again and again. Now, in the midst of a murder investigation, the area was roped off and detectives began searching the immediate area for clues. Upon inspecting her body, they found the tip of a knife lodged in Tristan's scalp that had presumably broken off of the murder weapon during the attack. A quick search of the pond itself yielded the actual murder weapon, a buck knife with a missing tip. On the ground, covered in debris, was Tristan's cell phone and a pink vape. Inside her phone case were a few dollar bills. The fact that neither the dollars nor the phone were taken ruled out the possibility of a robbery gone wrong. On top of that, the excessive nature of her injuries suggested that her killer wasn't a stranger. Her attacker continued stabbing her well after she was dead, indicating that this was a personal killing fueled by emotion. Whoever did this wanted nothing else but to see Tristan dead. Given that Tristan had no known enemies, detectives would have to start their search with Aiden. He and his parents were at the police station inside an interrogation room waiting to be questioned, but they weren't prepared for exactly what they would learn about their son.
What's this place?
It's a holding room.
Hmm.
It's a holding room.
The way Aiden's parents are interacting with him is very telling. Most parents couldn't fathom their child doing something so evil, and being confident in their child's innocence would encourage them to fully cooperate with the investigation. Aiden's parents, on the other hand, particularly his mom, are gearing him up to protect himself, as if they already know he's done something wrong.
You have no scrapes or nothing on you, right?
No, sir.
You sure don't sit out?
I'm hungry. I don't sit.
You sit out.
I don't want to sit. I go ahead or sit down. Did you tell me anything different in the cop car that we don't know about? No. Do you know if this girl got picked up?
I told him about her dealer.
You think she got picked up by him?
I mean, probably. She said she wasn't coming home. She said she's gonna find somebody to stay at
After
their
you left her
house.
there walking? Like, you think she got picked up after that? She just kept walking?
Probably. I mean, I don't know.
Do you know if she turned the other direction or she was just still walking behind you?
She pushed her down and then you walked away. We shouldn't be talking.
I was just asking what he told the cops. I didn't hear
understand.
anything. I was just asking what he told them.
As you walked away, you came straight home. You didn't turn back around and see where she went? What were you doing outside late at night?
I was at Trey's house hanging out with them.
Did you kiss or do anything with this girl?
Be honest as you can to them.
To
her.
Andy, your lawyer.
Yes.
Yeah, I kissed her.
Anything further?
Mm-hmm.
So your DNA is going to be on her?
It's very
We
serious.
saw your shoes were off on the camera. Why were your shoes off?
Because my feet were hurting. And the shoes give me blisters.
Did you come home and then leave again?
Mm-hmm.
Did you sneak back out or you're still at Trey's house the whole day?
I was at Trey's house.
Okay. It's just the one night I didn't ask where you were, so I was wondering. It's This is serious, Aiden.
It's very serious.
This is no joke. This is your whole life. Your whole life.
And ours.
And ours. And your brothers and sister. And don't forget they can't go to school tomorrow.
Why?
Because the kids will hurt them.
When you did the Snapchat, it fired up. Hannah heard about it. And it just doesn't look right. So everyone thinks that you did, you and another kid, or her. And that's going around social media pretty fast right now.
They're going to keep them here, right?
I don't know. They don't have no evidence that I know of yet. Unless you know any other thing I don't know. Did y'all have
Did she really grab you and you just really pushed her, or was that...
No, she did.
Okay.
You don't know what happened to her after you pushed her?
Did she say ow or get mad?
And she said Aiden. She was like, Aiden? I think I pushed her, but I just told her to have fun. And I just walked off.
Do you know what direction she walked up?
Probably the other way, because she wasn't next to me anymore.
You didn't look back or nothing?
Nothing to worry about, right?
They're searching our house right now.
Why were you down?
Hmm?
Were you what when you got home?
A little bit, yeah.
From what?
Water.
What water?
Water from
Her cup?
a cup. No, water from a cup. A drink.
You spit on yourself? Why?
Fell from her.
What a day. What a nightmare.
I just hope I keep waking up.
Me too.
Yeah, I know you guys are waiting on an attorney and everything like that, but with you guys being the parents, would you consent to buccal swabs and us taking photographs and fingernail scrapings and things like that?
No, we'll wait for him to be here.
Okay. No, let's do it. Right, thank you.
That's the DNA test.
Yeah. Make sure her finger, her skin's underneath her nails. Nothing's on your body. I'm gonna go home and get your clothes.
What clothes?
The clothes you're wearing.
As they were speaking about it, detectives at their home had already found the outfit Aiden was wearing that night. Wet jeans, wet socks, and a hoodie, along with blood-stained shoes and a bloody shirt. Traces of blood were also found in one of the bathroom sinks, suggesting that someone had tried to clean up. Among other findings were disturbing drawings of killers and dead people, a Ouija board, and an indoor surveillance camera. But the most important discovery was a sheath that matched the buck knife found at the scene. So despite how careful they felt like they were being, it was a little too late for that.
There'd be nothing on those clothes, right?
Yes, sir.
You wore khakis or blue jeans?
And blue jeans.
You sure it's not on them?
I think so. What?
When we looked on the camera, you were wearing khakis. Right? I'm so sick of listening to that one. It's sick. I'll throw up. Did you see this 20-year-old kid? You didn't get in his car?
I never even saw him before. I just heard about him.
That night?
Hmm?
You just heard about him that night?
Oh no, I've heard about him many times.
Do you have the black car?
I don't know.
There's rumors of you guys getting into a black car to get. There's all types of rumors right now.
Yes, there
It's
is.
firing like a wildfire.
We've had saying she's been beaten.
Beaten,
The girl.
OD'd. She OD'd. She's severely beaten. Which one was that? You and Trey raped her. I said the body. There's tons of rumors going around right now, son.
Are you not scared?
Not really.
Not really.
I'm a little scared, but
If he didn't do nothing, I'd be worried about.
I know, that's all I was asking.
He didn't do nothing, right?
no, sir.
It's a hell of a bad time, bad spot. Leaving a 13-year-old girl by herself in the middle of the streets at 3 o'clock in the morning or whatever time is not smart, bro. Walking home with her in the middle of the night, that wasn't smart either. You stay away from females. Anything could have happened. She could have just been alive and said you, and then there's a you against hers. Did Trey have with her?
Mm-hmm.
The same night?
I don't think so.
Did you kiss her this night?
Mm-hmm.
This last night?
Mm-hmm.
We're at Trey's house
Mm-hmm.
on the walk. I still see why you kissed her, and then all of a sudden she grabbed you and then you pushed her.
You better find your story and stay to it.
Yep. Yep. And they don't like all that switching back and forth stuff.
Think about every question he's going to ask you. Before you answer it, you think about the answer again. The next hour or two.
They're gonna make it rough on him. Ask him the same question to make sure he gives them the same answer. They're gonna badger you and badger you and badger you and badger you till your answer changes. Or even goes off a little bit.
Did you tell Dylan to get Preston?
No, Jacob, or Ollie, and Jimmy went up there and got him and told him he brought him to his house until you get there.
You're probably not going to be able to go back to that school again.
No. I don't.
I strongly suggest that you cancel your social media for at least a year. This is not going to go away. Dave says it's going to take at least 72 hours to do the autopsy.
What's that?
You're going to find out how she died. What was the reason for her dying? At that point, they'll take DNA tests off her to see if there's any wounds or inflictions.
Strangulation, like stuff like that.
Any of these great wounds are on you. As of right now, there's no hard evidence on you that I know about. So you might go home tonight. But if you do, stay off social media.
He won't have a phone to get on social media. He's not gonna have a phone to get on social media.
I'm just saying, if he does come home with me, he gets on someone else's phone.
Did they ever say why it took you so long to get home?
Mm-hmm.
What?
They asked me why. I just said I walked around.
By yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Did you just walk really slow home?
Yeah. I was looking at the stars and
Hey guys,
Hey.
Andy, attorney, is here.
Mhm.
He's in this other room right here, and he wants to speak with you guys. So.
The Fuccis are taken to another room with their attorney where they speak to detectives for about an hour and a half. And based on their expressions when they come back, the discussion didn't go quite as planned.
This is the room they record you in.
Yeah.
Everything said was recorded. The other room was not.
I'm not saying anything.
Don't say nothing. Don't take nothing from anybody. Keep your head down. No, just keep your head down. It's gonna be rough.
Be alright.
You'll be fine though. I taught you. I'll be there. Just call me.
So you gonna sleep? Sleep a little bit? Tonight?
Until this.
Little cot?
Yeah, they'll put him eventually. Put him somewhere. He'll be transferred over to juvenile.
What are you doing for the night? You just gonna sleep in this chair for the next day or two?
No, might put him in a room or something.
I need to ask him what happens then. Where does he go tonight?
It's gonna be a good day. It's gonna be a workout. It's gonna work out.
This is CST Rockwell. I don't know if you've met him yet. He's our forensics guy. He's going to be doing all the work. This is our signed search warrant, if you want to look that over. So we are going to be taking your clothes for now. Unfortunately, this is the best we have. Your stepmom or stepdad are going to go ahead and run and get you a change of clothes for the time being. But like I said, for the time being, this is the best we can do. But as soon as they get here with their normal change of clothes, obviously we'll get you in those. So, but like I said, that's the search warrant signed by a judge, and this is what CST Rockwell is going to be doing.
Where do I change it?
Yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, it's not going to be
later
immediate.
in the process. Alright, Aiden, if I could just get you to stand up on the wall here. Ma'am, if you don't mind moving. Get photos. Just start out taking overall photographs of you. Just stand with your hands out of your pockets. Everything, unfortunately.
Everybody, stand up for me.
It's pretty sure.
Turn around.
So, a couple
Hands
things.
down your back.
Begins being arrested. Okay, for second degree. Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. Okay, we've been briefing with the state and all that. So that's what's happening with him. Based on our conversation with the state. Okay, we're gonna have to take your cell phone. Okay, we're gonna be seizing your cell phone. Just what we were directed to do by the state attorney's office. Okay.
Yeah, I want.
Now we're gonna take that, okay, based on you guys having communication with it, okay? So we're
That's how I
gonna
operate my business.
I understand, we're gonna be.
We're gonna try to
seeing
get it back to you as soon as
Yeah,
possible.
we're gonna try
Once
to
we're
do
able to verify.
direct, basically from the state, okay?
Okay, when's as soon as possible?
Hopefully tomorrow, but I can't give you a perfect answer on
Can I get numbers off that phone?
that. What all do you need off of here?
I need the property manager's phone numbers, my guys' phone numbers. What else I need? Probably the property manager's gate code. All my codes. And you can watch me as I do it. That's how I operate my
Right,
business
I
through
got
that
you.
phone.
Is that your wife right there?
No, it's his mom.
Oh, I got you. Can I hang up on that?
Sure.
All right. Yeah, let me see. I mean, we're trying to expedite everything, but never flip. Let's see how much time we can give it.
Can I hold my son?
Yeah.
How do you said?
Yeah, hug him.
Okay.
See you later.
You guys are good. Yeah, everyone walking through.
Hey. Just get your most important numbers, man. And then we're in the process of obtaining a search warrant for it. So.
Within 24 hours of Tristan's death, Aiden was arrested and transported to the local juvenile center, where he would stay for the remainder of the investigation. Days later, on May 13th, Doffus was brought back to the police station to fill in some gaps about what had happened the night Tristan was murdered.
I can't imagine being in your position from what I know about it, okay? But what I spoke to your attorney about beforehand was, at this point in time, we don't have any reason to suspect you of any involvement in any of this, in the specific incident that happened. We think you may have information that may help us out with it. Okay, you understand that, correct?
Yes, sir.
So I'm just looking for background information, how long you've known Aiden, how long you've known Tristan, what your relationship is like with each of them individually, as a group, if you hang out as a group, and kind of what led up to the events of this past weekend.
So, me and Aiden are like I have a group of friends, which is me, Aiden, and his girlfriend Sophie, and we're all pretty close. We all hang out as much as we can, and they're together every day. And if I'm not there, Tristan, I would hang out with her more alone, or with if I had somebody staying the night, she'd come over and it'd be the three of us. Because Aiden, I have hung out with Aiden and Tristan before at my house. 2 to 3 times already, and everything was perfectly fine. Nothing ever seemed peculiar. He's never said he was going to do anything, or nothing ever came up. And that's why I got this was a curveball to me, because Aiden has said some messed up stuff to me, to Sophie, saying he was going to do things, but you don't really take any of that stuff serious as coming from a teenager. He has said he said his knife, he wanted to slit somebody's throat, and he said it'd be satisfying. He's talked about killing people. He's talked about fighting people. I've seen him practice stabbing motions with his knife. And you don't really take any of this stuff as in he's gonna stab and kill somebody, because he's just a kid. We're all just kids, and our group, we joke around about stuff, and we have a little bit of dark humor, but nothing like that. Nobody ever says they're gonna hurt anybody or kill anybody.
Okay. So I'm gonna circle back to a couple things, but let's just keep going about what happened this past weekend. Starting with, did anything happen in school on Friday or Thursday, or any kind of conversations between the three of you about anything that's going on?
No, Tristan said that they had a conversation in a class, but she didn't really give me any details on what they were talking about.
Who is they?
Tristan and Aiden. They
Okay.
have one class together, and that's kind of their time. I don't really know what they talk about, but I don't really know what else to say. It's just...
So things in school were normal?
Yeah, there's nothing ever weird in school.
Out of the ordinary? What about after school?
After school, we usually hang out every day. If I'm not hanging out with him, I'm with Caleb. So, I've talked to Sophie, I called her, I just wanted to check on her to see how she was doing, because they were in a relationship. And she told me that he said he was gonna kill somebody within the month. And he said he was gonna, he would kill her. He's talked about stabbing people, killing people, and I was just he said he was gonna kill somebody this month, and then this happens.
When did he make that comment about wanting to kill somebody this month?
I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it was towards the beginning, but that's not for certain. That's not a fact.
The beginning of April or the beginning of May?
April, more than likely.
Okay.
Because that month, it was more of them hanging out than I was. It was more of just them, and I was with Caleb most of the time.
We're going to circle back to that, but let's go to Saturday night. What all happened Saturday night?
Saturday night, I currently got suspended from school, so I wasn't able to go anywhere. And Aiden came over around 8 after he got done hanging out with Sophie. He came around 8 o'clock, 8:20ish. And he was there for a couple hours. And then me and him decided we were going to smoke some weed. So we went outside, and the blanket that y'all took, me and him were sitting on. So me and him were outside, and then I thought about Tristan, because I always invite her if I have people over. Anytime, if it's Caleb or if it's Aiden or if it's Sophie or all of them, I always invite her over. So I called her. I was like, Aiden, do you want Tristan to come over? And he was just like, I don't care, sure. So I called her, I invited her over. And then one of my other friends called me, Ansley. And so I was like, okay, Tristan, I'll call you back. And then I was on the phone with her. And then Aiden was like, can I call her? Like, can you give me your number real quick? And I was just like, sure. I thought he was going to call on her to see where she's at. So he called her, and he convinced her to leave before, her sister went upstairs to go to bed. So her sister caught her sneaking out that night. And then she got there, she was freaking out. She was like, oh my God, they caught me, she's going to tell my parents. And then Aiden's just like, you're good, you're fine. Nothing's going to happen. So, at the time, before she got there, I finished up, I went inside, Aiden came in, we went back inside, so we went inside because it was cold outside. He put on my hoodie, and we were laying under my blanket. I called Ansley again, because after he hung up on her outside, and I told her I'd call her back. So I went back inside, FaceTimed her again, we were on the phone, and then I was starting to nod off. I was extremely tired the whole day. So, then he called her already outside, got her to sneak out, and she got caught by her sister, and she was on the way to the house. So then she came in, them two went outside on the blanket around the back, because I have my room here and there's a door. So they went around and right here by my window, and we're on the blanket. So then she said, I'm going to call my boyfriend, and I was like, okay. And I got off the phone, and then...
Ansley said she's going to call her boyfriend? Okay.
So then I got up, went back outside, and then I took another hit off of the CBD, and then I was like, it's too cold out here, I'm going back inside. So I went back inside, and then I was scrolling through TikTok on my phone, and I fell asleep. And then they came back in and woke me up. And when they came back in, because the door's loud, I was like, y'all should go, because I'm falling asleep. And Tristan, she'll wait to get, she won't leave. She'll sit there for hours until, I tell her to leave. So she sat, I told them to leave. They left, and then I just went back to sleep. And then everything else is whenever, the next day, whenever I found out by the cops.
Do you know about what time Aiden and Tristan left?
1:10, between 1 and 1:10. Because my phone was still on, because it was just replaying the same.
So while it was just you and Aiden there, what was the conversation like?
It was just the usual bro hangout that we usually have. I was on the phone with Ansley. He was geeking that I liked her. Geeking as in laughing. And it was just a usual thing. That he was just like, bro, CBD sucks. We were talking about that. And he didn't have any of his own stuff. This is the first time I've touched it in a while. Because it's not because I've gotten in trouble in it for the past. And I don't want to put no friends, no nothing, no phone, anything like that. So it was just a regular thing. I played my game I played my game of 4 for a little bit.
Your game of 4?
No, my game before she got there.
You played your game?
A little bit, yeah.
What game?
God of War.
Okay. Was that on your phone or?
PS4. Because I have my table right here and the bed's on the floor.
Okay.
So I played that.
When you and Aiden are at the house, before Tristan gets there, you guys are just having your normal bro time. You're on the phone with Ansley, he's laughing about it, and you're playing a game.
I wasn't. I played the game at 9.
Okay.
So I was just saying that I was playing the game during that, and he was on his phone.
Okay.
He never talked anything about anything. It was just the usual.
So when you went to bed and they left, you said they left about 1 o'clock to 1:10. What's the next thing that happened?
As the next day or that night?
Yeah, as far as, well, that night, as far that you have direct knowledge of.
That night, he never texted me, never called me. When I woke up, I went with Dad around the usual day we would have. Woke up, we went to.
So what time did you wake up?
He wakes me up around like 9.
Around 9?
Yeah.
Okay.
So woke up around 9. I thought Aiden was home, Tristan was home. I didn't hear anything about that.
Okay.
And we've been talking about building this fun box for a while for skating. So we went to Home Depot, got that. And then when the garage is open, we're out there building it and stuff. And the cops pulled up. And then
So you woke up about 9. What time did you leave to go to Home Depot?
I think around 10.
So you go to Home Depot, and I'm trying to bring it back up. So you go to Home Depot, you have the stuff to build this fun box for skating, and then you said the police showed up?
Yeah, they got up. They were there around 11. They got there around 11 when we got back, and the thing was already. We're waiting for the glue to dry on it.
So did you try to communicate with Aiden or Tristan that morning? Between waking up and going to Home Depot and before the cops got there?
Okay. I didn't snap him, text him, or anything. Me and him don't really communicate over Snapchat at all. If we talk, we either FaceTime and like, okay, you want to come to my house, your house, or Sophie's house. Like, we didn't have streaks or anything.
Didn't have what?
Streaks. This one had like how many days y'all snap back and forth.
Okay. So at 11 o'clock in the morning, when the police show up to your house, do you know why the police are there?
I was like really scared for a minute. I was like, are they here because like I did something? My dad did something. Do they think we did something? I didn't know. And then they said Tristan Bailey went missing last night, and her parents reported her missing. And I was just like, oh god. I was like, oh god. I was just like, did she run away? Did she come home, left again? Is she with Aiden? I didn't know.
So walk me through what happens after the police come up to your house and ask you about Tristan. What happens after that?
I tried to get in contact with her immediately. I FaceTimed her like 10 times, texted her after all that, and then I called Aiden and I was just like, do you know what happened last night? He just said he dropped her off at the front of at the front of her neighborhood, and he went home. I thought he was on a skateboard. I told the cops he skated home, but because usually we skate everywhere. But he walked with her, which I also thought was weird because he never walks. He always skates.
So how did he get to your house?
He skated there.
Okay, so is his skateboard still at your house?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you said he always skates wherever he goes, and you thought it was weird that he walks.
Especially that far.
That like back to his house?
Yeah.
Okay. So you said you were calling Aiden. With the police were there when you were calling Aiden?
Yeah, I kind of walked away for a second. I was like, dude, like, what's going on? I was like, do you know where she is? He was just like, no, I dropped her off at the front of her neighborhood. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, I'll call you later. And then I went up to the cops and told them that like, hey, she was here last night. They left at the same time, Aiden and her. And then he was like, okay, what's his address? And like all that. And I called him again. I was like, the cops are on the way to your house. I was just like, they're coming to talk to you. And he was just like, what? I was like, yeah, okay. And that's when I saw like a little bit of panic in his face, just a little bit. But I don't know.
So you FaceTimed him for that call?
Yeah, I FaceTimed him both times.
Okay.
And then past that, we're like, the cop's standing there with me after they leave, and then the cop comes back and says, I have to hold you. He's like, you don't have to get in the back of the car or any handcuffs or anything. He just needs to stand here with you. We stand there, and then eventually they all pull up in the front of the house, and they move me into the squad car with Aiden. And when I get in there, he brings up... First, I texted him on my phone. I texted him on my phone, and I was just like, they probably have recording devices and the thing's tapped. That's only because I didn't bring out that I touched weed, because I didn't want my dad to find that out. I was really scared about that. And then he brought up blood being on pants, saying that he cut his finger from a while back. And I mean, they're black pants, or I don't know what he was talking about, because he did cut his finger, and he was waving it around. He got blood everywhere.
When did he cut his finger?
I'd say last month. It was a while back, yeah.
Okay.
Like the beginning of April.
Okay. So you got into the cop car and he's talking about blood on his pants?
Yeah, and at that time, he was like, let's make memories. Like you make a Snapchat memory and you save it. So we remember whenever like all this happened. I made one and I was just like, Tristan, whenever you do come back and they find you, I'm going to be so mad at you. I had to sit in the back of a cop car for like 30 minutes. Because I didn't know anything happened. Mm-hmm. Nobody, even after they found their body, nobody even told me that she was gone. My dad told me when I got back around like 12.
Mm-hmm. So, were there any other conversations that you had with Aiden?
He made a joke about us being in prison. And I was like, that's not funny. I was like, I'm not trying to go to prison anytime soon, ever. He was like, wouldn't it be funny if like we both went to the same prison? And I was like, no, not really. I mean, I didn't even really pay much attention to it. I didn't even respond to it. Mm-hmm. And then we just kind of sat there, and then we drove away, kind of to the front of her neighborhood, and they put me in the back of the car. And then the rest of the day, I was just sitting in the back of the car until they put me in the police station.
Okay. So, were there any other conversations that you had with Aiden that you can recall?
That was the only two that we had. We were only in there for like 10 minutes together.
So you said he had a bunch of other knives too, correct? So would it be safe to say that he was fascinated with knives?
No, I mean I have a knife collection, like a minor one.
Okay.
Because some knives are cool the way that they're built. Mm-hmm. He just has pocket knives from like over the years.
Gotcha.
At first, whenever I first heard about it, I thought it was he strangled her, or like he broke her neck or something. I didn't know like he was even capable of ever like anybody at all. I don't know how you could stab somebody to death. Okay. It's just crazy.
So I guess with his knives, have you seen any other knives that he has?
Yes.
Are there any knives that are special to him for some reason?
That one would be a special knife. It was a gift. And the one before that he broke, Mike gave him, his stepdad. But he snapped it backwards. It's broken. I think his real dad, Jason, gave him that one, but that's not a fact. I'm not sure.
If we got information from other people that he had knives that were special to him, do you think you could identify any other knives that he had?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I've got a picture of this knife here. Do you recognize that knife?
That's the one his dad gave him.
This is the one his dad gave him?
Stepdad, Mike. Yep, he broke that one.
That one? He broke that one?
Yeah, he was messing with it, and he stabbed it. Not stabbed it, he bent it all the way back.
Okay.
And it broke. That's how he cut his thumb. Like, he was just trying to, like, open it, and he pushed it back, and he put his whole finger down it. And that's how he got, like, blood on Zophie's walls.
Okay. So, do you know what happened to that knife after he broke it?
It's still in her room.
It's still in Zophie's room?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Could you do me a favor and just write on here that this is, like I said, in your own words, that's Aiden's knife? It might be better to write on the back where it's all white. Have you ever seen him, how would he just carry the knife? Would he get him out and twirl him around? He
would just carry it. He just have it in his pocket right here.
Okay. Did you ever see him, using a knife? I know you mentioned earlier, like, he would, do, like, a mock stabbing or,
Oh, yeah. I forgot about Tristan. Zophie told me. Because one time, Zophie and Tristan were at the house. Zophie and Tristan made out, and it made Aiden extremely mad. Aiden pulled it. Me and Tristan left the room. We went to the bathroom, and he pulled out. Zophie told me he pulled out his knife and had it out of his pocket. And then she was just like, I thought you'd like it. I thought you'd like it because you're a guy. And then she was just like, I think he thought about stabbing me there. So I told her, I was like, he could have stabbed you. You don't know. He could have killed you. He could have killed anybody. He could have killed me. I mean, we don't know. So she said he did that, and that could have been a threat towards her, because that's the maddest I've ever seen him get. And then they went into the movie room, and then after all that happened, me and Tristan came back out, and we were in my room, and then she just told me this, and I was just like, That, like,
So, other than that, have you ever personally seen him like playing around with a knife that you think may have been like an irresponsible way of doing it, or if he was making slashing motions or pretending to stab someone, or
he'd do that. Like, he'd open it and then like he'd go like, and I've seen him do that a whole bunch of times.
okay,
Without a knife, with a knife.
okay, and like in what kind of context would he do that? Just randomly, or
Just randomly.
has he made? Yeah, I think I asked this question before. Has he made comments about stabbing somebody, or you said cutting somebody's throat?
Yeah, it's like slitting somebody's throat.
Okay.
He said it'd be satisfying to watch the blood drain out. I was like, that's weird. Like, that's weird. Like, that's not normal. But at the same time, I mean, like, seen it happen in games, so like, I do get where he's coming from, but it's at the same time doing it in real life, seeing it in movies and games is a completely different story.
Right. How often would he make comments like that?
He hasn't made slitting somebody's throat in about like a month.
Anything about stabbing somebody?
No, he hasn't really talked about it at all.
Okay, he would just do those mock.
Yeah, he does that all the time. Everybody like liked Aiden. Aiden was like chill, but I thought he was a cool person.
What was Aiden and Tristan's relationship like?
It was, I mean, it was kind of back and forth. Like, you could have took a guess, but they were mainly friends. But he was trying to move in on her, but not at all. He had a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
So if they were to do anything, it would be that Tristan brought it up.
Okay. Do you know, to your knowledge, did Aiden or Tristan have sex?
No.
Okay.
They were talking about it, though.
When were they talking about it?
I think it was like a month back. They were talking about it in like April.
Back in April?
Mm-hmm.
What was the context that they were talking about it?
I don't know. It was a conversation between all three of us.
Mm-hmm.
Because Aiden brought it up, and then like I got sucked into it, and then it came into like she wanted both of us at the same time that have sex with her, and then Aiden said no. He was like okay, and then that was also during a fight that he had with Sophie.
Mm-hmm.
Then after that, he's like I'm not cheating on her. I can't cheat on her. So then that's when I was like, okay, he ain't gonna do anything. And then Tristan was like, oh man, really? And I was just like, yeah. I was like, he does have a girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was like, oh, okay. And then, I don't know, because they weren't fighting that night. Like, they were good. So I don't know, like, if they did anything or not.
Okay.
If he got tempted to do anything.
When you were in the backseat of the patrol car with Aiden, or when you were FaceTiming him before you guys got together, did he make any comments about Tristan other than he last saw her at the end of her neighborhood?
He never said anything. That's whenever I was in the back of the car, and they said she touched his I was like, why wouldn't he say that to me? Because, usually he'll tell me everything, because we both do.
I'm not sure I understood correctly. So you said in the back of the car he told you that she touched his...
No, I heard it from another cop.
Okay.
No, remember when you came over to the window? He's like, because I was like, Dad, I was like, dude, I hadn't ate nothing. I was in the back of the car all day.
Mm-hmm.
And then they gave me peanuts, and I was talking to Dad, my dad right there, and then they said that she touched his and then he pushed her. And then I didn't think about it. I thought that it was the dealer, the older dude, that like she would talk about that did anything. But it did. I thought about like the full timeline and the full thing in my head, and I was like, no, you couldn't have done that.
Okay. But Aiden didn't make any comments like that to you, correct?
Nothing.
As Aiden sat in jail awaiting his indictment hearing, police continued to interview family, friends, and witnesses. And it's through one of these interviews that they discovered that Aiden might not be the only one facing an indictment. A neighbor and witness advised that Aiden's mother, Crystal, might have tried to cover up the crime after she was caught washing a bloodstain from his jeans.
If you could walk me through how you came to the Fuccis residence that morning, why you went there, about what time you got there, and just kind of walk me through, to the best of your recollection, what happened while you were there, and then I'll let you just talk for a little while, and then I may have some follow-up questions for you.
Okay. Well, that morning we decided to go on a golf cart ride to go see their construction that's being taken in their home. We got there and we're looking at their kitchen and light pendants, and officers showed up needing to speak to Aiden and his parents, and they stepped outside. I soon followed after just to see what was going on, and the officer was asking questions about where the last place Aiden had seen the girl, and were there any drugs involved, etc. He wanted to take him to show him where the tunnels are. There's underground tunnels in the neighborhood.
I don't mean to cut you off when you say he wanted him. Can you specify?
I'm sorry. The officer asked if he could take Aiden so Aiden could show him where the underground tunnels are in the neighborhood. And his mom agreed to that. So Aiden left with the officer in his patrol car, and they went to the North Amenity Center. And at that point, I was at the home with Crystal.
Okay. What all happened from that point?
Crystal and I were outside with the children, and I had asked her, had she looked in his room to see if she's seen anything that would be beneficial or strange, and she said no, and said that she was going to. So she went up to his room, and I stayed outside with the children.
Okay. What was the next thing that happened after that? So after she goes upstairs to Aiden's room, you were with the children. When do you come back in contact with Crystal?
She had came back down, and she had said that his jeans were damp, and I had asked her if they were wet or damp, and she said damp. And I said okay. Like, her face looked kind of pale, and I said, what else? And she said there was like a discoloration on the jeans, and I said, I don't remember exactly what I said, to be honest. I had asked her where the jeans were, I believe, and she brought me inside.
Okay. When she brought you inside, did she show you the jeans?
Yes.
And how did she show you the jeans, or did she say anything while she was showing you the jeans?
She brought the jeans out of her room and handed them to me, and I held them up, and I didn't see anything on the jeans, and I said, I don't see anything, and she said, yes you do. And I looked at them, and it was like on the back butt pocket there was a discoloration underneath the pocket of the jeans, and I said, it looks yellow, and she said that she had washed it.
Okay. Did she make any comments about any possible blood?
Not that I recall.
Okay. What was her demeanor like when she was showing you these jeans? Was she calm? Was she curious? Did she appear panicked? Did she appear upset, distraught? Like, what was her...
I think a little distraught. I mean, her son was just picked up by an officer, and there's a missing girl, so she's trying to see, like, what's going on and what involvement my child has to do with it.
So, when you guys were looking at the jeans and she said they were damp, then you said she handed them to you. Did they feel damp to you, or did they feel wet to you?
Wet.
Like they were recently wet, or?
I mean, I don't know. They were wet.
Okay. Like, can you describe what your interpretation of wet means? Like, if you were trying to wring them out, would water come out of them?
I don't think they were soaked like if they just came out of a pool, no.
Okay.
They were wet. You know, when you pick up a pair of jeans, they have like a heavier feel than they normally would.
Like they just came out of a washing machine, for example, or?
Possibly, yeah.
So, what other conversations did you guys have about the jeans? Did you say something to her? Did you ask her why? Or anything about the jeans?
When she had said she had washed it, I said, why would you wash it? And I don't recall what she said to me at that point. But I know I did smell the jeans just out of habit for something I do when I have stains on my children's clothes, but I didn't smell anything. It just smelled like soap.
Okay.
Or a clean smell.
Alright, but earlier you said that you made a certain comment to her about washing the jeans.
Right, why would you wash them?
And that, what was that in reference to? Like, why, you know, when you said why would you wash the jeans, like, was there a reason that you asked that question, or
there was something else you said? Why would you wash those jeans?
You could get in trouble.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
You're fine. did you know anything about why she may have gotten in trouble for the jeans, or what made you believe she could have gotten in trouble for washing the jeans?
Well, I just knew that there was a missing girl at that point, and he was the last person seen with her. And in my mind, I wouldn't have touched anything in his bedroom. I mean, if it was my child, I would have went up there and looked to see what was going on, but I wouldn't have messed with anything in his room, just because I know they probably would come with a search warrant to search the home.
Okay. Was there any other discussion about the jeans or about what was going on?
Not that I recall, just what I had told you about her saying she had washed it, and I said, why would you do that? You're going to get in trouble. And I don't recall what she had said back to me. The kids were all making a mess at that point, and I know when my husband got there, he was ready to go.
The Fuccis' indoor surveillance footage was later examined and showed exactly what the witness had described. Crystal taking a pair of jeans to the bathroom where she appeared to scrub them in the sink. This would lead to her also being arrested on June 4th in connection to Tristan's murder. Weeks after, Aiden was indicted on a charge of first-degree murder, and it was agreed that he would be tried as an adult. Crystal was charged with tampering with evidence, but both submitted pleas of not guilty. In the months after, Aiden would appear for several in-person and virtual hearings, but one virtual hearing in August 2023 took a disturbing turn when Aiden stepped onto the screen, rocking back and forth. When asked to speak, he began mumbling about demons taking his soul.
Why you demons take my soul? You demons will take my soul away. I don't let you demons steal my soul. I don't know what's going on.
2 years later, on February 6, 2023, right before jury selection was set to begin, Aiden changed his plea from not guilty to guilty. During his sentencing hearing on March the 24th, the only ounce of emotion he demonstrated came when he was laughing and smiling next to his defense lawyer. Meanwhile, Tristan's family each gave a victim impact statement detailing how their lives had been destroyed since her death. One of her siblings described their father lying on the floor, screaming in a way no human should ever be able to produce, after they were given the news that Tristan was dead. In the end, Presiding Judge Smith gave his opinion on the matter. This was not done out of greed. It was not done in retaliation or retribution or revenge. It was not a crime of passion. It was not a crime that was committed because he felt rejected by her. It was not done in a fit of uncontrollable anger. There was no reason. There was no purpose. It was done for no other reason than to satisfy this defendant's internal desire to feel what it was like to kill someone. This leads this court to the conclusion that there is only one appropriate sentence in this case. With that, Aiden was sentenced to life in prison. While his case is eligible for review in 25 years, it's unlikely that his sentence will be adjusted. Aiden's mother eventually changed her plea as well, from not guilty to no contest, and on May 12, 2023, she was sentenced to 30 days in prison, followed by 5 years of probation.